Hi everybody, how are you all doing? This is just a very quick video here. I just want to talk about FOI's Freedom of Information under the Act 2014. First of all, in regards to Lexi's case, I sent a good few FOIs. I'm going to start off first with ones that I sent to the VCI. So, to the Veterinary Council of Ireland, I sent Freedom of Information Act asking how many intracardiac euthanasias the vet in question had done in her career. This was refused, okay? Also, I sent an FOI to the VCI, the Veterinary Council of Ireland, and I also asked, let me see here, I asked for all legislation, protocol and guidelines for euthanasia of animals in Ireland with special reference to intracardiac euthanasia. Now, what I got back is they told me to go to their book here, and if you remember this book, I'll just show you here again. Here we go, Code of Professional Conduct for Veterinary Practitioners. Here's the book. As I said, if you want to get your hands on this, just, contact the VCI, send them an email, ask them, or ring them, ask them to send you this book. So they got back to me, they said, chapter 3, okay? And here's their little thing here on euthanasia up at the top here, and chapter 3. And what it says is, euthanasia is the act of purposely inducing the death of an animal using humane methods that eliminate or minimise pain and distress. Its primary purpose is to relieve suffering. Now, Heartstick would just break all of these, do you know what I mean? So it's just unreal that they would say to you, go to their book, chapter 3, because as I've already said about this, Heartstick, it's inhumane, so there goes humane out the window. It says here, to eliminate or minimise pain and distress. Whereas Heartstick on a conscious animal does the complete opposite. It will give the animal immense stress and excruciating pain. And it says here, its primary purpose is to relieve suffering. Well, as I've said before, with Heartstick and a fully conscious animal, the animal would have to go into suffering in order to die. And I mean, that's not even euthanasia at that point. That is brutality, it's violence, it's torturing an animal. Because euthanasia is the Greek for good death, and Heartstick and a fully conscious animal is certainly not a good death. But something very interesting I think everybody in Ireland should know is just a piece here that they said. And they said as following: the VCI, as an independent statutory regulatory of the veterinary profession, does not provide guidance to veterinary practitioners on methods of euthanasia. Now, I just think that's unbelievable. Like, that really is unbelievable. This is a decision for the attending veterinary practitioner to make using their clinical and professional judgment to the specific case. So basically, there is no guidelines in Ireland. They're telling you there now, the VCI, there is no guidelines in Ireland. There's no protocol. There's no guidelines. There's no laws here. So basically, if you're having any of your family pets euthanized, whatever it is, a cat or a dog, a horse, whatever it is to you, basically the vet can make their own clinical judgment on the night, and there really is no accountability. Because where is the accountability? Because I'll just read that again. The VCI, as an independent statutory regulatory of the veterinary profession, does not provide guidance to veterinary practitioners on the methods of euthanasia. So basically, they can choose whatever methods they want. In our case, like Heartstick, Veterinary Council of Ireland, they're not going to say anything because they say here themselves they can choose what they want. So it really would be down to the vet. You could have a really nice vet whose priority would be that the animal would get a peaceful death humanely. But then you can have vets that they just don't care. And you can even, I hate to say this, people, but you can get sadistic vets who would even get pleasure out of seeing an animal suffering. And they could give an animal a horrific death. And who's going to question them? Nobody. And it also says here, this is a decision for the attending veterinary practitioner to make using their clinical and professional judgment to the specific case. So that's really, for me, that just says it's kind of a free all then for the vets, that they can basically do what they want. Because what I keep coming back to is there's just no accountability. There's no accountability. There's no enforcement. And as they said here themselves, there is no law. And I think a lot of people at home need to know this evening, because anyone could be in the position where they have to euthanize their beloved pet. And then, this is very important information that they should know, because you don't want to find yourself in the situation that our family was in, and you don't want to go through the pain and suffering that we went through, and you certainly do not want your animal to get a butchered, horrific, barbaric death. Now, I just wanted to say then as well, that was the VCI, okay, the FOIs to the VCI. Now, we also had FOIs to the vets, which would be CVC, De Crescent, Veterinary, Endurodile, Limerick. And the FOIs I sent there, okay, first of all, there was just a lot of discrepancy about an oxygen tent. We had one vet said that they didn't have it, and I had another vet saying that they did. Now, to be honest, I don't think they had it, but nobody will answer these questions because I sent them an FOI saying could they clarify that, and they refused. I also sent an FOI, very same thing as I sent to the VCI. I asked them, the vet in question, how many intracardiac euthanasias they would have performed at their practice. I was refused that as well. I also asked them, I wanted to ask actually Michael Canty, who's a clinical director at CVC Vets in Endurodile. I just wanted to ask, because I wasn't dealing with him. We didn't deal with him with Lexi, and I just wanted to know what was his take of heartstick on a conscious animal at his practice, and no reply, absolutely zip, zero, nothing to say. And also there was another FOI that was sent, this is very interesting as well. Lexi was euthanized by the drug sodium pentobarbital, and we have Lexi's medical records, and there is no mention whatsoever of the amount that was used. Now, you would think that is basic medical clinical information that you should, you know, on any records. I mean, if you went to a dentist or a doctor and they give you any medication, drug, anesthetic, like it has to go down in the records, you know, what was the drug and what was the amount. And we don't have it. And I have a lot of records. I've got records from VCI. I've got records from CVC Vets. It's not on it. It does say sodium pentobarbital, but we don't know the amount. And to me, that is basic medical information, and it's missing. And we sent in an FOI. That's information about our dog, and we're not getting it. They're not giving it to us, which I find is shocking. Okay. And so I also sent in the FOI, as I said, about the vet in question, how many intracardiacs they would have performed at their practice. And as I said, that was refused as well. And another thing I just wanted to say as well, if I can find it now, I probably put that piece of paper somewhere now and I will not be able to find it. You know what, I probably did. But just one other thing that I wanted to say as well is that we met Hugh O'Callaghan. He's the other clinical director. You have two clinical directors in CVC Vets. You've got Michael Canty and you've got Hugh O'Callaghan. Now, we met Hugh O'Callaghan. He asked to speak with us, and we met him at Collins Bar in Endurodile. This was by his request. That wouldn't be my choice of venue. That was his choice. But we met him, and we met him on the 22nd of November, okay? And now we're well into March now, and when we met him, there was no medical records. He brought absolutely zero medical records, and he was pretending he was concerned. But to be honest, it wasn't one bit genuine. But he said he'd get back to us, and like here we are now, well into March, and you know, we haven't heard a thing from him. So obviously I'd say that ship has sailed. I don't think he's going to get back to us, to be honest. So I just feel like our overall experience with everything, like from Lexi's veterinary care right up to the euthanasia on the night of April 18, 2023, it's just been horrific. It really has been horrific. And our experience with CVC Vets has been horrific, absolutely horrific. I found them just so unprofessional. You know, they have absolutely no empathy, compassion to us as a family at all. Like, you know, I'll basically be honest with you, you're being treated like dirt on a person's shoe, and that's the honesty of it. And you see, they can do that because, as I said again, there is no accountability. I mean, the VCI, you know, they're going to do nothing, absolutely nothing. So I just wanted to make that very quick video tonight. And I just don't want to, there's so much to talk in this case. If you kind of go too much on about too much, it just gets very confusing. So I just wanted to stick it there to the FOIs. So basically you can see I got little to no information, practically zero. Just going back to the euthanasia, like again, out of the book, chapter 3. I mean, that would be great. What they're saying, that would be great if they enforced it, like, but they don't enforce it. So, as I said before, this book, not worth the paper that it's written on, because it's all lovely to read, but they don't enforce it. So, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? And just thinking then, we had the FOIs to CVC and I mean, I got nothing back there. Now, I know what some people would say. I know that the VCI, it's more a government body, and they're supposed to get back to you with FOIs. But I mean, then again, they'll only get back to you what suits them. So, you know, it's kind of like a false illusion a bit too, the FOIs, because you're only given very, very limited and very selective information. But when it comes to vets, they don't fall under, of course, the FOI, but you would still think, if you were a customer of them, which we were for 17 years, and what happened to Lexi, you would think they'd have the human decency to answer some questions. They want to answer absolutely zero questions, none. They just, you know, want us to zip it and go, but that's not going to happen. And I'm going to say that strongly tonight. We're not going anywhere. We're actually 20 weeks protesting outside their clinic tomorrow. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going until we get answers and until this is resolved. And we want heartstick euthanasia on fully conscious animals. We want it banned in Ireland, and we're going to keep going. And I'm just trying to think. That's it. I'm not going to keep this video too long. I'm just trying to think. I will have more videos. I'll upload them. You can subscribe on my YouTube channel, Marion O'Riordan YouTube. Just subscribe. Please share the videos as well. Please get the word out there, because another thing I want to say is I am being very heavily censored. There's a lot of people that are trying to silence me because they don't like what I'm saying, but that's okay. I'm not worried about them. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not worried about them. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep speaking the truth. I'm going to keep speaking for Lexi, fighting for justice for Lexi. And not just Lexi, all other animals that have been barbarically euthanized by Heartstick. And we're going to keep going, and we're not going to be silent. So please share the videos with any of your friends that are animal lovers, or any groups or pages that you're on that will be animal group pages. And let me see what else. Like and share as well, just to, you know, help with the algorithms. And I think that's it for now, okay? So thanks very much, everyone. Have a fantastic evening. Talk to you later, okay? Bye.